Boom! All right, welcome back. Grant Training Systems. Today's topic is going to be chiropractic care, if we need it, what it does, why we're using one, and 3 really cool exercise tips and stretches, if you will, which will either work very well with your chiropractic care, or you might even find out when you're done, you don't even need one in the first place. All right, so in 3 minutes or less, let's discuss 1, what a chiropractor does, why we kind of need one, why we really should need one, and what we're really looking at. So with all that being said, the first thing we want to take a look at is what is the chiropractic doing? Well, if we're going to a chiropractor and he's adjusting our spine, that means the vertebrae that we would have, so I put a spine up here so you can see the vertebrae, are somehow coming out of place because when he pushes on them, they go back in place. My question would be, what are they coming out of place in the first place for, if you can say it like that? Because if they're coming out and we're putting them back, why are they coming out in the first place? Well, we know we're not supposed to sit for more than 30 minutes a day. The 30 minutes should be on the floor, and we should change our position every 2 minutes, which is basically impossible in 2020. So we understand why they are technically coming out, the vertebrae that is. However, if we just keep adjusting them and putting them back, are we really going after the root cause of the problem? So I always say a good chiropractor will adjust you and then give you exercises in which you need to do to focus on the weakness, the tightness, or the poor movement that is causing it to come out. So eventually you won't need him anymore, or you'll see him just because you enjoy his company and it's a part of your preventative treatment. However, if you go to a chiropractor, he wham, bam, and thanks you, ma'am, and then you walk out the door, that's not really helping, because we need to look at the strategy of what is going on, why is the vertebrae coming out of place, and what we can do about it. All right, this is why I like to implement my strategy, if you will, my formula of the movement, mobility, and stretching, because what that will do is the movement can warm us up, can get us going. The mobility is going to neurologically kind of open everything up, put those parking brakes down in our body, and then the stretching, what that's going to do is it's going to elongate some of that tight tissue. So if something is tight, you got the mobility and the stretching, but if something is weak, or you're just moving like a terrible, terrible, terrible human being, the movement will not only strengthen those muscles, it will also focus and teach you how to move better. All right, so what I got here is myself in a push-up position. You maybe can see in the other camera better, but what I want is my feet about shoulder width apart, my arms about shoulder width apart. And what we're gonna do from here is try to raise the opposite arm and leg. So that would be like this. Now, I don't want to completely twist to one side. I want to try to maintain good core stability and balance. However, if that is too hard, what we can do is we can start with one arm, or we can start with one leg. One of the nice things about this exercise is you can start to see between all of them which side, which movement, which leg, which arm is the hardest. This one is great because it's going to fire your core, it's going to work on your shoulders, it's going to work on your hips, and it's going to start to strengthen that muscle that we need to strengthen around the spine to give us better mobility and strength, if you will. All right, so the modified back roll. The reason I call this modified one is because I'm gonna get in something I call my TV watching position. So I'm sitting on the roll and I come up. The reason we do the TV sitting position is how many times I tell people to roll their lower back and they start in the mid back and they go up. That is not what we want. We want to work on this area here called the thoracolumbar fascia. And we want to kind of open that up along with the muscles in the same area connecting to the spine. So make sure the mic doesn't fall off. What we're going to do from here is we're going to lean back. Now, if you can, you do not need to put the elbow down. However, for a lot of people, this is going to be very sensitive, and what they're going to need is some support from their body. Now, as I lean a little bit to the right and my mic falls off, I have to get more kinesio tape. This Johnson & Johnson does not work. As we lean to the right, I'm not leaning so much, I go on my ribs. I am just slightly, if you see my breastbone here, at an angle like this. And I just use my elbow to take some of my body weight, if you will. And from here, I've got the rumble roller. That's why it's a little bit dark blue. I should maybe use a bright pink one if I had one. And what I like about this one is the little knobs really kind of give that like thumb-like massage in there. And from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna slowly roll away from the camera, start searching for places in different parts of my spine as I'm rotating from one side to the next, searching for those more painful spots. Now I've got scoliosis, my curve goes to the left, so I often realize that my left side, you can maybe even hear it in my voice, is a little bit tighter than the right. Now again, you don't need to have the hand there. If you're able to do it without it, it's even better. You can just rest it on your leg, and you just want to make sure you're able to breathe, not move in a chunky-like position, but just really try to relax and open up that lower back. All right, so now we've got the legs over the head stretch. This is a fantastic back stretch and a really cool one to modify, because right now you see a chair. You will realize as I flip over into the chair, I am able to get my legs on the couch. What this does, or the chair, what this does is it allows me to not feel as if I'm gonna fall off a building, because you got to remember, you got to get your spine to relax, and if your feet are just dangling in the air, that's going to be very hard for your spine to relax. So I love to find something that I can set them against so I can relax during this exercise. Now the cool thing is in the morning when I'm a little bit tighter, I can turn this chair sideways and I can do it there, or I can completely turn it around and do it on the top side. So you can always adjust where you're doing it from, and you can also adjust where your hands are, if you're holding your feet, if you're going more high like this to get in the neck, if you're coming down and trying to round the spine. All of these ways are fantastic to really kind of find your own skeletons in your own closet. All right, so hopefully your shoulders, your back, your this, your that, everything is feeling better. You guys have seen all the links throughout the video, websites gtsgermany.com. If you like these videos, hit the subscribe button, comment below, start a conversation. I'm not doing these for myself. I want to talk with you. Let's discuss what's going on. If you didn't like the video, let me know that too. And check out the free links, man. I got the 30-day Unbreakable Body Challenge. Sign up for that. It's on my website. Links are below. Totally free. I don't hassle you. I'm just trying to fix your shit. So check it out. Thanks so much. Follow me on the Instagram channel. Follow me on the podcast. Let's become friends, let's have fun, and goddammit, let's become pain-free.